Jesus said some weird things. He said something like, the last shall be first. And what he meant by that was that the person who puts other people in front of themselves ends up in first place in his view. He said the meek shall inherit the earth. And in most times when we look around, the meek don't get diddly. See, sometimes the Bible even teaches us to live in ways that don't jive with what our culture says or don't even make sense to us. So what do you do when you're reading and it certainly seems like God's saying to do something that doesn't make sense? Well, Abraham ran into that. He had this brand new kid. Well, he was a few years old by this point. He had a son. God had promised him a son. And God said, I want you to sacrifice your son. And by sacrifice, I mean put a knife in his heart. What? What do you think Abraham did? He took his son Isaac to the place God said to sacrifice him, and even raised the knife to perform the sacrifice. And then God said, stop. Why would he do that? Well, Hebrews 11:19 says that Abraham reasoned that God could even raise the dead, and so in a manner of speaking, he did receive Isaac back from the dead. In other words, he believed God had promised it, and even if the path to God's promise went through some really weird place, that was okay, because God was in control. And here's the thing, God was so in control, he could work even if the directions didn't make sense. So even if God says something funny, like the last shall be first, or the meek will inherit the earth, or something equally strange to our ears, we can follow through, we can obey, we can show faith, because faith allows us to do it God's way, knowing he's got the end in mind. He'll make it work out his way, and our job is to listen and obey and keep the faith. And that's today's Jumpstart. If you like the Jumpstart, why don't you like it? Just click the like button, let everybody know that you're learning and growing because of what you're getting from the Jumpstart.